laws that will, okay, um, three powerful laws that will end struggle and change your life forever. Okay, so the first law we talked about was the law of inertia. That's Newton's first law, the law of inertia. So number two law we discussed was the law of conservation of energy. The law of conservation of energy. And the last law, which we didn't even talk about yesterday, was the law of entropy. Okay, so for revision's sake, we said that the Newton's first law is the law of inertia, says that a body will remain at rest and continue in rest, or in motion and continue in motion in straight line, except acted by an external force, acted by unbalanced force, acted by net external force. So nothing moves until something moves it. So if you keep this barrel here, he will continue to be here. As long as no force, nothing touch it. Something will always be in motion as long as no force, no energy is acted upon. So that was what we discussed yesterday, and we started telling anything that anytime you want a change, there must be something that will come from external. Either you're reading a book, you're attending training, somebody's educating you, somebody's guiding you, you're acquiring new knowledge based on experience, and that will actually make a whole lot of difference. So there are two factors we discussed yesterday: contributing factors and determining factors. You say victims always congruent all their challenges, all their negative things is always the contributing factors, while victors always see that contributing factors are always contributing factors, but my determining factors inside embedded in me is enough for me to overcome all the contributing factors. So we now talk about energy. That a lot of energy says that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So it can only transform from one form to another. It can only change form. So our life will get better once we choose our energy, once we are energy intentionally. So intentionally. So that everything that happens in my life, in your life, is what we have channeled our energy into. To our children, to our wife, to our house, to our car. Whatever your energy can produce is what you're experiencing. So you look at your life, you're not experiencing what you want. That means you need to be more intentional. Positive thinking does not make everything work. It doesn't fix everything, but it just makes everything work better than negative thinking. So I am a source of, either I'm a source of high energy or I'm a source of low energy. So no energy result can produce a no energy source can never produce a low energy result, and also low energy source cannot produce a high and sustain a high energy result. So even if he has it, he will not be able to sustain it. So that's where we start talking about a lot about energy yesterday. And then just go straight to the last one. I know we have a lot of things in energy to discuss, but if I go, they will not even do much today. So that's why the fact that we started a little bit late. And let us go to where we are actually going to, which is the law of entropy. I've not touched this one yesterday, so I'll show you where to apply these how to apply these three laws in 6 major areas of our life. Major areas of our life. So areas of our life. So we'll come to this one very soon. Okay, okay, or VES here. So we'll come to these 6 major areas of our lives. But before we go to there, let's just do about entropy. So that we can see that those areas of our life, I need to write all this place. So I need to clean that one first. So we have to look at entropy too. So let's pick up this and write this down. Please write on your note like this, even though you have not written anything yet. Just make sure this first statement you're writing, write it down. Entropy states that anything left to itself. Entropy states that the law of entropy states that anything left to itself gradually move towards disorder. The law of entropy states that anything left to itself gradually move towards disorder. Anything at all left to itself gradually move towards disorder. Anything left to itself gradually move towards disorder. So the law of entropy states that anything left to itself gradually moves towards disorder. So entropy is a measure of the disorder of a system. So an object you keep at rest will remain at rest. That's what the initial says. But it's not all completely true, because as you leave it at rest, it will start dying. Anything that is not growing will start dying. There's nothing like I'm stagnant. Either I'm growing in my finances or I'm dying. Either I'm growing in my relationship, I'm dying. Either I'm doing things that will make my relationship better, or I'm doing things that make my relationship worse. So nothing is left to itself that remain that way. The law of inertia says it will remain that way, but this one says it's not just that way. You start going, it will remain that way, but not just. How do I put on my note? I'm gonna get how I put on my note so that I can see the way I'm putting it here. So not just living to itself, but it's actually deteriorating, it's started eroding. When we remain at inertia by not knowing external knowledge, information, understanding, wisdom to impact our life positively, that means we're actually eroding, we're actually dying, we're actually getting worse. Anytime I read a book, I allow myself to be impacted by an external force from the knowledge of the book. Anytime I attend a class, anytime I do engage in something productive, my life will get better because I am engaging in productive activity. So every time I engage in a conversation, either in relationship, decision making, either I'm making decision that will improve my life or that will make my life worse. So anytime I don't understand my outside result, and then I will not be able to make any internal intentions to give that outside result a reality, making the reality. For example, now I want to, my external results I've resulted yesterday. Maybe I want to actually improve, maybe own a company this year, employ 5 new people, impact more 5 people. So I really decide what my external result will be. So since I've my external result, 20 million naira. So it's for me to come now. This is external. When the external result, external. It's for me to come to my internal capacity, the internal result, and now begin to say, what can I do to, who do I need to become so that I can make that money? What skill do I need to develop? What product do I need to package? What do I need to sell? So you must decide who you want to be externally and come inside and face and become that person to do the activities, of course, to have the results. So it's be to have. A lot of people say, I want to have results. When you don't want to become the person, even they give it to you, you cannot sustain it. So entropy says you must be intentional to direct your energy, that energy, so that you can produce a result. Because you just leave yourself like that, you are not just growing, you intentionally be dying.